Hi Fixer family, it's Charmin, and on today's video I'm going to show you how to make this quilted heart arrangement shopping my craft supplies. Welcome to Fixin 2. Well guys, as you know, if you caught my video last week, I did the first Valentine videos of the season for me, and I told you that I decided to shop my craft supplies. And I thought that that would be something to really challenge myself for the Valentine season. I thought that it would be a great idea to use up some of the stuff that I already have on hand to save some money and challenge you guys to do the same. This was so fun, coming up with ideas, just going through all of my supplies that I have on hand, and I have quite a few, let me tell you, and I need to really use some of this stuff up, and it has been so hard to stay out of the Dollar Tree. I can't really say that I have, but I have not bought anything extra for this next few projects that I'm going to be doing for the Valentine season. So come go with me as we make this super cute centerpiece arrangement using scrap fabrics and other florals, things that I have on hand. And I hope that this challenges you to do the same. Let's get started. Here are the supplies that I'm using for this project. Of course, I'm using my hot glue gun. I'm also going to be using just regular scissors and also pinking shear scissors. And of course, you guys know that these are kind of like the little gator looking teeth scissors. Using a pen to do the tracing with. And I'm just making a simple paper heart template for the size that you want for your hearts. And the fabric I'm using is just some scrap fabric that I found. I also have a piece of a sweater in there as well. Some bamboo skewers. And I'm also going to be using some leftover floral moss. And these little wooden hearts, I've had these for I think since last year. And these are the kind that have that little sticky thing on the back of them. I have some floral foam, and I'm going to be using this galvanized bucket. And then of course some just florals that I have, some floral picks left over. So let's get into this. First thing, we're just going to take our fabric and we're going to flip it to where it's right sides meeting, and take our little paper template that we cut out, and we're just going to trace it out on all of the fabric. Now the sweater material, a little bit, you know, thicker, a little bit tougher to deal with, but you should be able to do that if you have sweater material, whatever fabric that you have on hand. And we're just going to cut them all out. Once we get it cut out, we're going to then turn them over and flip them over where you can see the outside. Now that we have them all cut out, I'm taking this pillow that I have had for a little while now. This I've stuffed when I've made pillows and other projects that I've done. It was $5 at Walmart, and it has been the best thing I have ever bought. Not ever, but it's an awesome thing. It's very inexpensive, a lot cheaper than buying the batting in the bags. You can use the filler. You can even use an older pillow if you have it. I'm just taking the hot glue gun now and just going around the edges. Now you can sew these if you're a sewer and want to do that, but I mean, I do sew, but I would much rather do this a lot quicker. You'll do that all the way around, leaving an opening at the bottom so that you can stuff your batting in. And of course we're just going to use just a little bit at a time as we're putting it in there. Now be careful and don't overfill and overstuff your little hearts, because you can bust the sides out if you're doing the hot glue method. But once you get it in there, then you're going to kind of put some more of the glue down there, but leaving a tiny hole at the bottom so that we can get the skewer in at a later time. Now with the sweater heart, because I did not want the white batting to show through that material, I'm using scraps from where I cut the hearts out, and just going around it, easing it and putting it in there, cutting it up and all of that. And once I finish getting it all put together, then I'm just going to take my scissors and kind of trim it up and make it look all nice and neat. Now that those are done, we're ready to prepare our skewers. Now, I wanted them to look a little more rustic, and so I'm going to be taking this burnt umber acrylic paint, my favorite, and we're going to be doing the staining method on these sticks. And what that is basically I'm going to use a sponge paintbrush, and I'm just going to paint on the paint and take a paper towel and wipe it off. And what that does is it gives the wood a stained effect, and it also dries much quicker. Now that we've got those done, we're ready to put them into our hearts. And using the little hole that's in the bottom, we're going to put those in, use our hot glue gun to seal it all together, and it also helps to hold that stick into the heart. Now the sweater was just a little bit more difficult because of the pieces that were in there, so I did take a little bit of hot glue to stick up in there and then did the same thing at the bottom. Now let's prepare our bucket. Now a lot of people like to leave the plastic wrap on their floral foam, but I don't. I just find for me it makes it easier to work with. So I'm going to take the plastic off and then taking my hot glue and just kind of smearing a good amount on the bottom to help hold it into place. Now a little crafter's tip here. When it's time to put a new stick in your glue gun, and you'll stick it in the back and it's loose and you have to push on it to make sure it grasps and all that good stuff, take a little dab of the hot glue that's melted onto the end of your stick and then stick it down into the hole and attach it to the stick that's already down there. Voila, it'll stay put. Now back to making our bucket here. The next step is to cover the floral foam, and I'm using the floral moss that I had on hand. It's not really the one that I would have liked to have used, but it is what I had on hand and it turned out great. So we're just going to take our hot glue and just kind of get it around the edges really well and begin to put it in there. The goal is just to cover the floral foam. Now that that's done, we're going to take our florals that we have here, our picks, and cut them apart. I wanted the leaves to be on here, so I just pushed the leaves up to the flowers, and then I'm going to cut them all the way at the bottom because I want to keep the stems as long as I can in the beginning, because it's a lot easier to take off than it is to put back on. And one thing that you will find with me when I'm doing any kind of floral arrangements, I'm not a professional florist, whether I'm doing wreaths or these little arrangements. I'm just an eyeballer, if you want to call it that. I will put stuff in, I will take it out, I will move it around, I will start to trim off the bottom to get the height that I want, a little bit at a time. So as you see, I'm sticking the florals in, and then you'll see me take them out, you'll see me move them around and cut the bottoms off. But ultimately, it is what is pleasing to you as a crafter, as a creator. What you like to see, what is pleasing to you. And so that's what I wind up doing, especially with this one. I did want you to see the process though, so that you could see how I went about doing this part. Now that I've gotten it kind of like I like it, now I've taken and started putting in the greenery, which is of course my eucalyptus, to fill it in, and the gaps in the front and back, around the middles and all of that. You'll also see that I did try to put some other leaves and greenery in there, and I wasn't real happy with those. I wound up taking them out, but the final for me wound up being super pretty. The last thing we're going to do is we're going to add a couple of these hearts to the arrangement. I thought that this would be a nice touch to have something a little smaller, a little glitz in there. Did the same technique with the little sticks, just kind of giving them more of that rustic look. And I thought about using the little sticker on the back, but as you will see, these stickers are not that great. It just fell right off. So we're going to remove that sticker from the back and use our nice trusty hot glue. We'll get those placed in there, and voila, you will see a beautiful arrangement. So fun. I have to say that this centerpiece turned out so awesome. I love the way these quilted hearts look in this arrangement, and being able to use things that I had on hand and didn't have to go out and purchase again was amazing. It was a challenge, kid you not. It really was me trying to go through and look at stuff that would be super cute for the Valentine season. And you guys know that my home is decorated in a farmhouse theme, and I personally do love the reds of Valentine and everything, and I think that this turned out so cute. And putting it in the center of my dining room table, and just kind of making it very simple in the decor of it, and decorating the table. I think it turned out great. So guys, tell me down in the description box below if this is a challenge that you're going to take, shopping the craft supplies that you already have on hand to create something, whether it be a centerpiece, this actual piece here that I made, or anything. Just let me know down in the comment section below if you guys accept the challenge to make something using craft supplies that you already have on hand. I would love to hear from you. And if you do make something, whether it's this piece, kind of doing something like this, or something else on your own and making just a decor piece altogether. If you have Instagram, make sure that you follow me on Instagram and then tag me and show me what you made. If you don't have an Instagram account, then that's fine too. Email me. I would love to see it, and I would love to share it if I have your permission to share it on my Instagram. Some of the things that you guys taking the challenge did yourself. I think this is fun, and I know that the next 2 videos are also going to be shopping my craft supplies. So let's see what I come up with then, right? So make sure that you have hit that subscribe button and also the notification bell so that you're notified when those videos go live, because I would hate for you to miss out on more inspiration on the challenge. So guys, this has been absolutely amazing. And I also want to say welcome to the new subscribers that have joined the Fixer family. Guys, this has been absolutely amazing and a wonderful start to my 2020. Seeing all of you guys coming on board, becoming a part of the Fixer family. And if you're not already a part of the Fixer family, it's super easy. Just subscribe. It's free. And I would love to have you as a part of the Fixer family. So guys, you are amazing and I love you so much. And always remember to keep looking up, because that's where it all is. I'll see you on the next video.